Most Gundog owners think that tiring their dog out requires lots and lots of running. But the real secret, the piece to resistance, is fulfillment. If you can understand how to actively fulfill your dog, you're going to be setting them up for a world of success. So I thought I'd be an absolute fracking legend and I would produce this video where I'm going to be walking you through 5 ways in which you can fulfill your Gundog breed on your walks. And this is going to leave them calmer and more content than any amount of running ever could. So I am out on a walk with Sir Squibs and Reginald, wherever he is, lagging behind somewhere. And this isn't going to be any walk, this is going to be a fulfillment walk. We're prioritizing fulfillment today to help these guys regulate and be calm and content and the happy little doges that they are. Obviously, you will know that Reginald previously was human aggressive, resource guarded, all that jazz, and he smashed up quite a couple of people. So it's very important that we tap into his needs and give him an outlet for his urges. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can take your basic bog standard walk into a powerful fulfillment filled walk instead. And this is how you get a dog who is truly tired both mentally and physically. And I'm going to cover 5 exercises or sessions that you can do with your dog. And the best thing about them are you don't have to do them for very long. As little as 10 minutes is going to be more than enough for your Gundog breed. And you don't have to do them all either. Just one would be absolutely fine. So firstly, what we're going to do is hunting for an item. Now, you don't need to come to a specific location to do this. You pretty much could achieve it absolutely anywhere. So I've chosen this specific location here because it's a little bit of a slighter hill, meaning it's going to be a little bit more physically demanding on the dog. What this is going to do is it's going to tap into their natural desire to want to use their nose. And the reason this is fulfilling is because it's not only problem solving, but it is utilizing what they were bred to do, especially our spanners. And this is going to be really mentally taxing for them in the best way. So what I want to do is I'm going to have my dog just in a behavior to start off with, sit, and then I'm going to take my item just here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just spread it around a little bit, spread the scent about so that it's not easy and the dog's not just going to sprint straight to it straight away. So I'm just going to kick it around here. Now I'm not going to place it down either. I'm going to spread the scent, sleight of hand, Houdini it away. I'm going to come back to my dog. This is where you'd use your cue to go and send them to go and start hunting, or in my case, I'm going to use my whistle. Send the dog off hunting. So he's covering that ground, lovely. I need to now sleight of hand place my item. Yeah, good dog. Good lad, heel. Good lad. Dead. Sit. Now, you could do this a number of times. There doesn't have to just be a one and that's it. You could genuinely do this probably a good 5 or 6 times before your dog's gonna absolutely be zonka-tonked. We do have an alternate version of this for if your dog gets a little bit frazzled and they don't quite know what to do. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your dog into your starting position, heel, put your dog into your starting position with your retrieval item. What you're then going to do is you're going to cover your dog's eyes, throw out your item, that's now landed. You're going to open your dog's eyes and send them off for it. Nice. Heel. Heel. Good boy. Dead. Sit. Right, next up, we're going to be doing just a very basic retrieval exercise. With this one, what you're gonna find is when you do it with your dog, you want to keep it very simple, very plain, very easy. I wouldn't jump straight to like a heavier dummy like this. You could even genuinely start with maybe just like a ball or something like that, if that is easier for you. So this is going to be a structured game of fetch and not just mindlessly throwing the ball out for the dog to retrieve it back. And this is fulfilling because it's going to build on teamwork and cooperation, and it's going to satisfy the breed traits of, say, like our Labradors, our HPRs. And it's also going to teach great impulse control, which is absolutely vital for your training journey with your dog. So you're going to put your dog into a behavior, you're going to get your retrieval item, you're going to throw it out. Obviously, this is the part where you send your dog. Sid, send your dog out for it. They're going to go and retrieve it. Get a better grip on that one, mate. Cheers. Dead. And there you have it. Now, you're probably watching and thinking, that's easy, my dog's going to pick that up really, really quickly. Yeah, you would be absolutely right, because it is just a basic bog standard retrieve. So what we're going to need to do is ramp it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do this time is, you might see to the side of me here, there's a little bit of some like longer grass, some longer cover. I'm going to toss my dummy into that longer grass, into that cover, and I'm going to keep him in his static position. I'm going to wait a little bit longer, so I'm not going to send him straight away, meaning we're going to take out just this bog standard basic mark retrieve, and it's going to turn into a memory. And what that means is there's been a little bit of a delay between the item being thrown and your dog being sent to go and get it, meaning he's going to have to just literally find it, use a little bit of hunting to locate the dummy so that he can retrieve it. You can really go to town with this one and making it a little bit harder. So you could even throw out the item, send it into the shrubbery, put your dog back on lead, walk around with him a little bit in a heel or some loose lead walking, whatever you want to do to just up the ante a little bit more. So I'm going to put my dog back into a behavior, heel. So he's in his heel, into the longer grass. Blooming shot by me. So we're just waiting now, keeping the dog in behavior. As you saw there, he like jolted a little bit because he thought he was going to get sent straight away. So I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. A little bit of time here, doesn't really matter how long you wait. You can do just a couple of seconds, you can wait for minutes, however long you want. This is obviously going to be really good for impulse control, keeping your dog nice and steady and just focus on the task at hand. So we're just about ready now for me to send the dog. Wait for him to fixate again. Sid, go back. Send him out for it. Might need to do a bit of a hump whistle. Oh no, he's straight on it. What a boy. Dead. Good lad. So already I'm literally only probably, 10-15 minutes into my usual walk that I do with my dogs, and that's 2 exercises that I do tend to do quite a lot with them throughout the duration of my walk. So if you were going for like, say, I don't know, 50 minute to an hour walk, and you implemented that a couple of times, that's going to be a massive amount of fulfillment for your dog and actually tap into their genetic needs. So we're going to do a structured game of tug now. So I've swapped out to Tweedledum, and we're going to demonstrate what that might look like for, say, you and your dog. I'm going to be using a long tug toy to make it quite a shared and interactive game. This is brilliant because it's a great outlet for physical energy. It's going to build confidence and a nice strong bond, and it's a high value reward, meaning you can use it for other things such as recall. And my favorite thing, and this is one of the main reasons as to why I love tug and play in particular, is it taps into the dog's predatory motor sequence. So we're going to demonstrate what that looks like now. So as you can see, Reginald is a little bit distracted, so I'm going to switch him on. Ready? So we switch him on, gets him into that mindset. Reggie, ready? And off we go. We jump into the game. Oh, good dog. And we can start tugging. Wah, feral beast. Wah, oh, good boy. He's a clever boy. Go on, savage. Yeah. Whoa. Drop. So that is a great way in which you can fulfill your dog with tug on a walk. So now we're going to utilize a little bit of some hand feeding. Now you might be thinking, how the heck does hand feeding fulfill my dog? Well, it's not going to be as basic as you just, reaching into a treat pouch and rewarding your dog. We're going to add in multiple elements of movement and activation to build more engagement through the use of the hand feeding. And we're going to factor in a little bit of some recall into this as well. So you could actually see this as killing multiple birds with one stone, to be fair, and it's going to be massively beneficial for any dog, realistically. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab a handful of some food and you're going to just basically scatter it out as if you were, say, feeding the chickens. So you're going to ping it out on the floor. Your dog's going to start eating at it, and then you're going to recall them. When they're back to you, you're just going to repeat the process and keep doing that. So he's just about nearly done. Reggie, come. So just to show you for display purposes, he does get it wrong sometimes. Throw out a little bit more, get into the game. Reggie, come. Let's get her out a little bit more. You can start to get a bit more selective now. Again, we're not using any markers or anything like that. We're just showing the dog that you coming to me leads to value, leads to reinforcement. So as you can see now, we've got a little bit more snappiness, a little bit more like, oh, okay, yeah, I get this. And he's starting to follow my movements a little bit more. And you can do this for as long as you want, really. Reggie, come. Again, as they start to get the flow, he's just been voluntarily recalling. That's why I've not been recalling him. Now he's just about finished. Reggie, come. Throw out a little bit more. And you just keep playing around with it, really. So the great thing about this exercise is it incorporates hunting. As you can see, he's got his nose down, he's sniffing away, he's really covering the ground. He's going to be soaking up a lot of what's going on in this area, which is going to be really beneficial for our Gundog breeds. Yes. And you can just finish it on a nice little terminal marker and end it there. Okay, and this last one is just like fun obedience that you can get away with doing with your dog. Now, I've specifically chose this location because it's not like the usual space that we'd usually come to when we're doing either training drills with our dogs, or, you've seen a lot of our other videos, we're always out in fields and things like that. And a lot of my clientele, actually, that's not regularly available. So we've come to a space here that literally right behind Yaz right now is a road. So we are genuinely on just this small little patch of grass. So this is something that I like to do with Sid, not necessarily just for fulfillment, just to more so just keep him on his toes, keep him nice and peppery and responsive to commands. I think it's really good for just doing a little bit more cognitive work with your dog, getting their brain functioning in different ways, and it's fun. So it's something that you can do a little bit of some relationship building as well. It's a great way in which you can practice skills in a distracting environment as well, as literally there are cars everywhere, there's people, like we're verging up to like rush hour now, so it's going to be getting quite busy here, and it's going to reinforce your communication and make you relevant. The most important thing, and probably one of the biggest issues we have with our Gundog breeds, is our dogs just don't find us valuable. So it's really important that we can do things like this. And what I want you to understand is this isn't like a formal obedience session, more so just like quick engagement games that you can do with your dog. So for this one, I am going to just use the environment around me. So I've got this little like grate thing here, I suppose that's a grate, I guess. And there's multiple little tree posts which I'm going to use for getting Sid to just run around and do some stuff. So I'm going to first of all call him into a heel. Bang him into a nice little heel. Place. Yes. Sid. Heel. Around. Oh, we're spilling. Heel. Middle. Place. Platz. Assi. Yes. Around, around, place, Platz, around, Platz, Platz, Heel. Heel. Sit. Heel. Around. Yes. So you really can just mix it up and play around with your dog. Obviously, this is probably the one that I do the least with Sid, because as you can see, he gets a little bit spilly and a little bit frantic. But it's just great to make sure that he is, even though he's in that mindset and he is quite aroused and he is quite over the top, that he is still listening and he is still paying attention to his commands. So there you have it, 5 simple ways in which you can make your walks so much more fulfilling. You don't have to do every single one of them on your walks. You can just pick 1 or 2 of them and focus on quality over quantity. And the goal is to create a content and truly happy dog. This is how you build a better relationship and a better life with your Gundog. Please do let me know in the comments if you tried one of these exercises and how you got on. And again, this is one of the other reasons as to why I don't do this one that much, is just look at the state of my dog. He's absolutely just covered in saliva. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic.